When you add your liquid in, you should really be adding it in with a ladle. I don't have a ladle here. I wanted to do a salad dressing. It's a really easy salad dressing. You can actually use this as a marinade. I'm using just plain lettuce and tomatoes. Thank you. You can actually use it as a marinade for just tomatoes. You can also use this minus the feta cheese to marinade. If you know the little mozzarella balls, you can make a marinade for that. All I'm going to do is I'm mixing olive oil, balsamic vinegar, feta cheese, and my spice blend. Feta cheese. Feta cheese works well with this spice blend also. It gives it an interesting flavor. Add probably about a quarter of a cup of olive oil. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar, probably a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of feta cheese, the spice blend. You can thin this salad dressing down with a little bit of water if you would like to also. I don't know if you like to have dressing sit on your salad. I don't like to have the dressing sit on my salad for too long, but I usually would pour the dressing on a salad maybe about 10 minutes. If I wanted it to marinate, 10 minutes before we were going to sit down to eat it. So that's what I'm going to do with this dressing. If you want to thin it out a little bit, you can actually add a little bit of water to this, like maybe a tablespoon. I don't like to add too much dressing to my salad. It should just be something that gives the salad a flavor. You don't want your salad and tomatoes to be drowning in some kind of a dressing. Just want to use it to add a flavor to the tomatoes and lettuce. It's ready to go. And let's see the risotto. Okay. We're just about coming down the stretch, so it's just about ready. Italian cooking should not really be difficult. I know everybody, anytime I do programs on Italian cooking, I always end up talking to people that tell me they're so intimidated, they're so afraid to cook different dishes. Italian cooking is really a simple, the recipes are very simple methods of cooking. The trick is learning how to, or knowing how to pick the best ingredients to get your recipe to be the best quality. The risotto, I think everybody could make. It's just knowing how to make it, and again, picking out the best ingredients that you can. Now also, when I finish this, I really like to grate the fresh Parmigiano Reggiano cheese on top. It's wonderful. Unfortunately, we're not able to do this just for timing and everything, so I'm using pre-grated Parmigiano cheese. Oh. I hope I can go another 5 minutes. Everyone ever had Parmigiano? The real Parmigiano. So you know when you buy it, it should really say Parmigiano Reggiano on it. If it says Parmesan, it's really not the real Parmigiano cheese, and you're not getting that wonderful taste that everybody's always talking about. So once this liquid has been absorbed, we should be okay. When I'm in Italy, there's millions of butters to choose from. Here I usually like to choose a European style butter, and always unsalted butter. So that's what I'm using. We're only really going to put just a pat of butter in here to give it a flavor, to give it that buttery flavor without adding all the extra tons of fat and calories. So, actually, I should have introduced Chris, your last name, Gibson. He's assisting me today. So what I was starting to say about leftover chicken, someone had asked me a question. If you do have leftover chicken or leftover beef or leftover vegetables and they're still good, you could actually, once the risotto is just about done, like right in the last minute, you could actually cut the chicken or the beef or the veggies, obviously if they're cut already, and put them into the risotto, stir it up, add your butter and Parmigiano cheese, and you have even more of a meal, and you've just used your leftovers. So that's also a good way to do that. And the other thing is that's really important, the wine that you use in your risotto is really nice if you serve the wine that you've cooked with your risotto. So as I had said when I started, if you can cook with champagne, you want to serve the champagne with the risotto. It's not just a drink to serve in toasting. You can serve it with your meal also. But if you don't use champagne, you're using the dry white wine. Be sure to serve that with your risotto also. It really complements risotto very well. Normally what I would do is if I was serving this, I would put it in the serving plates and then put a little pat of butter on each plate and on each serving, and then grate the fresh Parmigiano cheese on each serving. But since we're giving samples, I'm going to just add a quantity of butter now and the Parmigiano cheese. Okay, so I used about 2 pats of butter. Great, well thank you so much. You've been great to cook in front of. I enjoyed being with you. And as I said, please visit the website Liberati.com, and please email me or write to me. There's a part on the website where you can contact me.